I was recently asked a question which I found very interesting, and the question was this: if I create a waypoint mission and send my Mini 2 out to fly that mission, if I then return when it's dark and fly the mission again, will the Mini 2 follow the exact same path as it did before? I hadn't tested that before. The answer seems simple to me, and the answer seems to be yes, it will follow the same point. But you know me, I like to come out and test it just to make sure that what I think is right is right. So I've got Lassie here, my DJI Mini 2, and I've equipped her with a Ulanzi white strobe that's attached to her rear left leg, a rear port leg. So I'll be able to see her when she's flying around, although she's only going to be going out maybe 50 metres, and she's only going to be going up to a height of 15 metres. Before I came out, I created a waypoint mission on my computer in the house, which is just a 5-minute walk up the hill, and I used Litchi to create the waypoint mission. You can also use Maven, and I love Maven for a lot of things, but for the waypoint mission feature, I really like Litchi. It's a very short mission, only really 4 points, and it forms a triangle because point 1 and 4 are the same point, which is the launch point and the return point. All you have to do is save it, write a file name, and then pick up your device, come out into the field, and then you can load up the mission into your phone or your device from the Litchi app very easily, just like this. Once you've loaded it in, it's a simple matter of pressing record if you want to record it, and starting the mission like that. And Lassie will go off to the first point that you've programmed in. She'll go up to the required height that you've set in your mission, and off she'll go. And although I have the strobe positioned fairly badly because I can't really see it from this angle, I can still see Lassie, and I can see her 4 legs, and I can see the direction she's flying, the orientation. So complying with all of the CAA regulations, as I always do. And here she comes back to the final waypoint, which is back to the start. And I hope the camera's picking her up. So there we go. This camera probably didn't follow her very well, but I can see her flashing in the sky. And all I have to do now is cancel the mission and bring her down to land. In fact, the mission is cancelled, it auto cancels. So all I have to do now is bring her down. To be on the safe side, I'll just land her on the ground. So there we go, that's part 1 of this test complete, and what I'll do now is turn this off because it's blinding me, and I'll maybe reposition this when I get back home. I'm going to walk the 5-minute walk back up the hill, and then I'm going to come out later on, maybe in about 3 hours when it's dark. I won't wait till it's pitch black because there's no lighting out here whatsoever, but I'll come out when it's getting quite dark and I'll run that exact same test again with the mission that is already programmed in. So a couple of hours have passed, and although it's not pitch black yet, the street lights are on and it's dark enough that there's a difference in the previous Waypoint mission where it was quite light. So I'm taking a walk back down the hill, and I'm coming out now before it's completely dark because there is rain forecast and there are quite a lot of grey clouds up in the sky, and you probably can't even see me now. And I actually can feel the rain starting to come down very, very lightly. It's coming down. Whoa, that's bright. It's coming down quite bright. Sorry, the rain's coming down, not heavily, but it's coming down lightly, but I think it's going to get heavier. So I'm going to take Lassie up just now. She's not scared of a little bit of rain, and send her on this mission, which will only take a couple of minutes. Right, so the rain is starting to come down at a fair wee rate of knots. Lassie's no fear for that, but I want to get her up and get this test completed before it gets too heavy. So I've changed the position slightly of the strobe attached to Lassie, and hopefully be able to see it a bit clearer this time. So it's same as before. All I'm going to do, I'm going to start recording first, and let's start the mission again. And off she goes this time with that strobe flashing away, which should be much brighter in the sky. Oh aye, that's much brighter than Lassie's own internal lights. So there we go. And as you can absolutely see with that strobe light there, she is following the same path as she did before. Exactly the same path. And I programmed her to fly at 15 metres, and as you noticed, I clicked on the above the ground. So if the ground undulates, she will stay 15 metres above the ground, meaning she will rise and fall slightly, which is good. And here she comes back to the launch point just as the rain is starting to get really heavy. And although I can see the strobe flashing really clearly in the sky, I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, to be honest with you. And I think the camera lens is maybe covered in water. I'll try and get a quick wipe. So there she is. I'll cancel that mission. In fact, the mission has cancelled itself. So I'll just bring her down. And there she is. And I'm going to land her on the ground, not try and hand catch in the dark. So there she is, flashing away on the ground. So there we go, the rain's starting to come down, a wee bit heavier now, but I think a successful mission in the dark. She followed the exact same path, so that proves that to carry out a pre-programmed waypoint mission, the camera on the Mini 2 doesn't need to be able to see anything at all.